Hey there, Aquarius! Welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your love reading for the month of May 2022. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what's for you and leave what isn't for those of you liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. All right, let's go ahead. Jump right in, see what's going on, what's happening, what's coming in for you this month in love, Aquarius. All right, let's go ahead and get a few more cards here, Spirit. Now, you might also see the dice right over here. We're going to go ahead and see what messages the dice may have for you at the very end of the reading, so do be sure to be hanging out till the end of the reading to see that. It could be a message, as the messages could come through as as extensions to the reading itself, or as standalone. So take what resonates with you within that as well. And let's see, what else, Spirit? What else does Aquarius need to know regarding love for the month of May? Jumping cards. All right. Ten of Wheels. Good. All right, let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. You have the Two of Wands, Aquarius, at the bottom of the deck. The overall energy for the month of May is really tuning into and setting kind of goals as far as romance goes, making plans for, the future together, even though this looks like they are butting heads within this card, but it's really coming out of that kind of stage of feeling as if you're butting heads, Aquarius. So for those of you that have been feeling as if you're kind of at a crossroads right here with your partner, feel like you have been butting heads, that's really going to shift over May, and you're actually going to be making plans, potentially plans for travel, but definitely setting goals and making plans for your future. For some of you, it's actually coming through that you may be planning either taking the relationship to the next level and or having a child is what's coming through here. So that's interesting overall energy there for you, Aquarius. And you have the Hanged Man and the Seven of Wheels, or the Seven of Pentacles, coming in here. With that Hanged Man, this is knowing that there is at times a waiting period or a standing still period within love. So even though you are making these plans, you're moving out of this kind of butting heads energy. Again, with that Two of Wands, Aquarius, you're moving out of that kind of butting heads energy, and there may be just a moment, a standing still moment, where you're deciding, where the two of you are deciding kind of what goals or what it is that you're moving into, or what it is that you are looking to create, planning for the future, planning again, potentially travel, and really moving into a different state together, Aquarius. So you have this kind of waiting energy, which is really good. It's almost as if you're having this moment to step back, take a breath, and really decide what it is that you are wanting within this relationship, and your partner is as well, and or kind of planning what you feel like you guys are moving towards, or what you would like to move towards within your future together, Aquarius. Now with that Seven of Wheels, or the Seven of Pentacles there, it's coming through that there is some work that needs to be put in. Love does take work, Aquarius. Oftentimes it shouldn't feel difficult. It should feel very, at least in my own thoughts, it should feel very comfortable and at ease. Yet when you are in this position that many of you may be in, with that Two of Wands, feeling at a crossroads, or feeling like you're butting heads, and you're in this kind of waiting time as far as the Hangman goes, there's a realization that we get to work towards what it is that we do want, Aquarius, and that's no different within love or within relationships. And so this is really kind of putting that work in, understanding, knowing that love does take work, that there is kind of this this turning point, right, where we get to have this idea and plan for this, and then work to bring that to fruition in in the word isn't coming through, in an allegiance is what's coming through. That sounds very wild, that word, but with our partner, within our partnership. All right, you also have the 9 of Wheels, or the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so you have the 9 of Pentacles is coming through here, Aquarius, with this holding those high standards. Also with that 2 of Wands is setting boundaries, so holding high standards within the relationship, really knowing, and again having those goals, planning, knowing what it is that you are wanting and working to cultivate within the relationship, and really moving that into fruition. This is having standards within the relationship, knowing, right, that potentially certain things are a no-go as far as you go or as far as your partner go, and not really crossing that line, Aquarius, knowing that, there's certain things that potentially bother you or potentially bother your partner, and really tuning into that, and really working towards not creating more situations where there's butting of heads, or where there's kind of this almost that burden with that 10 of Swords coming in here, excuse me, the 10 of Wands coming in here, where it's not feeling as if you're having that burden, or having that that feeling of responsibility or pressure that sometimes love can put on us. It's understanding those standards, understanding those boundaries, and really, really working to stay within that, and your partner doing the same, right? Knowing that this actually does create more harmony within the relationship and doesn't add more burden to our partner. When we're in love, Aquarius, we really aren't looking to kind of put our partner down, or to add burdens or make them feel more responsible for the relationship than we are. And that's really what's coming through with this 10 of Wands, is that, that we work together in unison. It's almost like what's coming through is seeing somebody washing the dishes and kind of feeling a little put out or let down, as it seems that they're the only one ever washing the dishes, and that this partnership maybe isn't really balanced. And so this is coming through as that reminder that there is the balancing out, that there is that, the standards that can be set, that communication that can be put forth between you, between your partner, to really create more of a balanced and harmonious relationship that really, really does work towards, that future that the two of you may be planning together. All right. You also have the 5 of Wheels and the Justice card. So a little bit of heavier energy coming through here for you, for May, Aquarius. But the 5 of Wheels, or the 5 of Pentacles, is coming through with, there's a feeling that some of you may have been feeling a little bit distant from your partner, and that may be coming through with that feeling of butting the heads, with that overall energy, that feeling of a crossroads, right? That energy is moving out here, Aquarius. It's in, kind of moving through a waiting period with that Hanged Man, and into that more abundant and or connected energy. So that is great information, Aquarius. So now then you also have that Justice card, and with that Justice card, again, the Justice card is talking about balancing out, having those efforts that are made. So you're being reminded that love does take work, that there is work involved with it, that there are boundaries, there are standards, there is planning, there are goal setting. There's all of this that goes into love. Love can feel easy, and a lot of times it does, and yet there are challenges and obstacles that come up, and that happens so that you can actually move into a deeper state of connection. So with that Justice card, this is compromise and being rewarded for that compromise. Again, knowing, or that image of somebody doing the dishes again, knowing that putting the effort in is rewarded. So putting the effort in to balance out chores, right? Household chores, to balance out, if you have children, helping with that care, maybe, balancing out, compromising on ways that maybe you actually can have your own alone time as well. Potentially you have a girls' night or a guys' night out and your partner keeps the kids, or you have a girls' night or a guys' night out and your partner, maybe does the chores or goes grocery shopping. However that resonates for you, Aquarius, but this is putting that effort in. So you're getting this double confirmation during this time, Aquarius, that there is effort that needs to be done, that there is work that is required within a romantic or a love relationship. Now, whether that is with your specific person, or if that is coming through as a platonic friendship, family, there is work. If somebody is always calling you and you're never returning the favor, Aquarius, then it feels very one-sided. This is all about balancing out and really, really having harmony within relationships. That does take more than just one-sided work, Aquarius. That does take more than one-sided compromise. That does take more than one-sided, um, you know, following and setting boundaries and standards, right? If you're setting standards or boundaries and yet somebody else has standards and boundaries that you aren't, really, really kind of flowing with, or staying within those standards and boundaries, then it becomes a very one-sided relationship. You're being reminded by spirit here, Aquarius, like double confirmation again, that it does take work, that you are rewarded for the efforts. There is oftentimes of compromise. Sometimes we want to plan to do this, and our partner or somebody else that we're involved with wants to plan to do something else. That's okay. You can do one thing one day, another thing another day, and or you can compromise and meet in the middle. But that is what is really coming through for you. For me, Aquarius, is that there is compromise, and the compromise and the work and the effort is rewarded. So there is this big reward for you within love in May, Aquarius, with this understanding, with this knowledge that it does take work. It isn't one-sided. That saying, it takes two to tango, Aquarius, but this is double confirmation that 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 is where you are at, really working towards making the effort and compromising, setting standards and boundaries, but also following standards and boundaries that other people set, and really, planning for that future with the knowledge that there is compromise, there is effort, there is work, and it is rewarded, Aquarius. Now you also have the Empress and the Ten of Wheels, or the Ten of Pentacles here. So it is definitely rewarded with happiness, with joy, with that Ten of Pentacles. We'll get to that in just a second. With the Empress, this is really reminding you once again that it does take nurturing, it does take support to build this solid foundation for a deeply loving, connected relationship. Again, there can be ups and downs, there can be good days, there can be bad days, there can be days where you feel like you're at a crossroad or you're butting heads. It does take that nurture, it does take that support to really, really have a committed and fulfilling relationship. There's so much that goes into love and in relationships in general, Aquarius. And again, Spirit is bringing through that it can't be one-sided. Now, whether this one-sided is coming through from your side, or whether this one-sided is coming through from the partner or the other party, however that resonates for you, Aquarius, that is potentially why some of you may be feeling that hangman energy, and or feeling like you're in this waiting pattern or this waiting cycle where things just aren't moving. This is that understanding, that knowledge that we each need to put the effort in for this to be fruitful, for this relationship, for this love, for this romance, however this resonates for you, Aquarius, to really move into that Ten of Pentacles energy, or the Ten of Wheels, which is happiness, which is, having those relationship almost milestones where you are achieving so much together, the plans, the goals that you have set back there with that Seven of Wheels, that you are really, really, or Seven of Pentacles, that you are really, really moving in to that. You're putting that love in, you're putting the work in towards that love, and you're moving into this happier state where some of you may have not really felt that for a little bit during the most recent past, right? You're moving into this state of happiness. You're moving into this state of fruition. You're moving into receiving those rewards, Aquarius, after you understand this double confirmation that's coming through here, that it does take work. It does take really having this beautiful space where you're compromising, where you're really being rewarded for setting the goals, reaching the goals, achieving the goals, and planning, and for stepping into and staying within boundaries and standards for yourself, and really compromising and being open to this double-sided, right? Not being one-sided, but seeing both sides of situations, seeing both sides of this romance, and knowing that you need to put the work in too, that you need to express, show, communicate, as well as potentially expecting your partner or other people to do that. It is a two-way street. It does, again, take two to tango, Aquarius, and that moves you into that beautiful, beautiful happiness and that foundation, the rewards of this romance, this friendship, this love, this connection, however that resonates for you. So double confirmation on that, Aquarius, that there is, it does take some work, it does take some effort, and you are well on that way. For those of you that are still feeling like you're kind of in that holding pattern, Spirit is coming through with that knowledge to let you know potentially what your next step is. So that's gorgeous energy for me, Aquarius, because there is always opportunities, there are always avenues that we can take to really support and nurture and give offerings, is what's coming through as far as love and relationships go. So all right, let's go ahead and see what the dice have. Wow, you got a lot of words this time, Aquarius. And look at right in the middle, you have the heart. So love is, you are being rewarded for potentially what's coming through with that hangman now, for whatever reason, for potentially sacrifices, and knowing, understanding the double confirmation that is coming through within this reading, that, you know, that there is work that goes into it, that there are different compromises, standards, boundaries that get to be met on a two-way street, Aquarius. You also have, interesting, the letter Z as an initial. So Zach maybe, or Zachariah, potentially, however that may resonate for you. That is only one. So you've got that heart and a Z, and then you also have the 20th. So the 20th coming through here. So the majority of the dice that came out here are actually words. So you have, wow. Okay, you have each and two. You have who's who. Isn't that interesting? You have name, half, and so. Hopefully those are coming in for you guys clearly. And you have went and boss. Hopefully you can see those. So let's see. Each, two, who, each, half, name, each, who, went, to. Other half is what's coming through with the half part. So your other half. So who's boss? So who's boss? So who's boss? Name each who went to. Name each who went to. So who's boss? All right. So Aquarius. Actually, what's coming through for me here with the so who's boss is this idea that potentially you or your partner have this idea of who wears the pants within the relationship, and with that, so who's the boss, and that is the idea, or the double confirmation within this reading that Spirit is trying to get you away from. not having one who's the boss or one who wears the pants in the relationship, but having equal parts, having it be very equal within the relationship, within the giving, within the taking, within the chores, within the grocery shopping, with the children, if there are children, that sort of thing. Equal parts, harmonious, happy, equal parts, both willing to compromise, both willing to potentially, if need be, sacrifice in ways that really are working towards that relationship. And then it says, name each who went to. Name each who went to. Or name each who went. Your other half is coming through here. However that resonates for you, Aquarius, it's just, again, coming through with this double confirmation that love does take work. Love does take, for some, it takes a little bit more time to build that trust, build that foundation. It takes nurturing, it takes support, it takes that effort, it takes that compromise. There's so much that goes into it, but, so whose boss is really not beneficial if that is the way that you guys are looking at things. I know that a lot of times people will say, oh, well, she wears the pants, or we know who wears the pants, or, that type of thing. And that's what Spirit's really working towards bringing through and bringing into the light to move away from, Aquarius. And that is going to build this beautiful, beautiful 10 of Wheels or 10 of Pentacles, that happiness, that connection, that deep foundation, and bring that rewards. All right. Wow, this is a gorgeous reading. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. It does let you know when I upload new readings, and it is free for you to subscribe. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. And I'll see you in the next reading.